Okay, this is Back on the Train by Phish from their album Farmhouse. This song can be a little bit tricky to play. It's got kind of a funky rhythm. I'm just going to kind of mute the strings to play the rhythm. So at the beginning of each measure of that, I've got two downstrokes. I hit the root, I hit the bass note, and then strum the chord. And then it's just, my hand is just going up and down, but I'm emphasizing certain strokes over others. So, and you'll notice that I'm emphasizing the backbeat quite a bit. So I'm just going to slow it way down. At the same time you're playing that rhythm with your right hand, what you want to be doing is with your chords, at least with your main chord, it starts out in F, is you want to be muting it on and off. So sometimes I'm fretting the chord, and sometimes I'm just muting the chords. I just ease off my fingers and ease off the frets. For the muting part of it, just take a chord and just play around with different rhythms, you know. Practice kind of mixing in fretting the chords and muting the chords. Just play around with that until you kind of get a feel for your left hand just kind of automatically fretting and releasing and muting those strings. And when your left hand gets a feel for that, then focus more on what the right hand is doing. For this particular song and this particular rhythm. Basically the chords you're going to be playing, I'm going to give you the basic chord shapes and then I'm going to show you how I actually play them. So the basic chords, and you could play the song this way. You could just play F, B flat, which I play in this position. You know, you could play it up here. You can bar it this way. I bar it here. Okay, B flat. Then you're going to play A flat, which you can play in this position on the 4th fret. Okay, B flat on the 6th fret, 4th fret, A flat, E flat, which you can play up here, again on the 6th fret. Which this bar chord I'm playing there, you know, if you just take an A, just slide it up so that my first finger, bar it and slide it up, so my first finger's on the 6th fret. That's an E flat. Okay. For this bar chord, you know, if you don't know bar chords, so this B flat, basically I take an E shape and I'm going to slide it up, okay, to the 6th fret and play that. So that's a B flat. Same thing, A flat. So basically you've got F, you've got B flat, A flat, E flat, and then back to F. But I'm going to be playing a little bit different chords. So basically I'm going to be playing F the same way here. Sometimes I bar it, sometimes I play it with my thumb. Just whatever's more comfortable for you. And then I'm going to play the B flat here. Instead of barring it up here, I'm going to play it here. I've got the 5th string, 1st fret, that's the B flat note, and then those 3 notes on the 3rd fret. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play an inverted A flat. So here's A flat barred up here in this position. Now another way to play A flat, if you think about a G chord, okay, you play G this way. If you could bar a G chord and slide it up 1 fret, you know, which is very difficult to play, but you know, the fingering would look like something like this, with this finger kind of barring those notes. So if you just take away these 2 strings, if you take away your fingers, if you take away the notes from the 1st string and the 6th string, okay, you've got the notes C, and then E flat, A flat, and C. Okay. So I'm going to switch fingering there just to be able to play it. what the notes look like that. So they come out of an A flat shape, but because I'm not playing the root, I'm not playing the A flat note, the chord is starting on a C note, so it might be written as A flat slash C to show that you don't play the root. Okay, if I slide that shape up 2 frets, I've got the same kind of thing, same kind of inverted B flat chord. So if I play the note, the root note, there's B flat there on the 6th string with my 4th finger here. Okay, but I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to play the root. I'm just going to play this. And the only other one is E flat, which again you can bar it up here, or think of it this way: if you play a C and I switch the fingering, okay, there's a C. I just switched the fingers, same exact chord. And if I could slide that up and bar it up on the 3rd fret there, so that my 4th finger here is playing the E flat note on the 6th fret, 5th string. But again, I'm not going to play the root note, so I'm not going to play that note there. So I'm just playing from the 4th string, 3rd, 2nd, 1st strings. I'm just playing those notes out of that chord, which might be written as E flat slash G, because I'm not playing the root. I'm not playing the E flat note. The chord starts with the G note. So those chords. Those are what you're going to see me playing as I play this song. I actually find that playing these chords are easier than playing bar chords. I think it sounds better, I think it's easier to play, but you know, if it's easier for you to just play the song with straight bar chords, play it that way. The chord progression, okay, starts out in F, and he plays F, you know, several measures, and then it goes up to B flat, and then there's that quick transition to the A flat, and then back to F, again B flat, A flat, then he goes up to the E flat, B flat, B flat, A flat, and then the F. Okay, so there's 2 kind of B flat chords in this chord progression. One is this way, B flat just barred. The other is B flat slash what I might call B flat slash D. So you can hear the difference in the bass note there. But these notes are the same. So the other thing I like to do when I'm coming down here from the E flat, the B flat to the A flat is you can kind of hear kind of a, you know, there's kind of a little melody line in there. From here. Okay, I kind of like being able to hear kind of a melody line, but of course you're strumming, so you're not going to pick out individual notes. But what I like to do is kind of when I'm strumming, I'll kind of hit the strings when I on my downstroke, I'll hit the strings up high, and then my upstroke, I'll hit them in the middle, and then come down on the lower notes. So let's see. I think once you kind of understand those chords, and you know, and practice, once you get those fingerings down, it's actually really easy to fret these chords. I think it's much easier than barring, you know. There's less strain on your thumb for sure. And F, you can bar it. I also like to play F this way with my thumb wrapped around. I showed you the chords. I didn't really go into, you know, how many measures of each chord and things like that, but you can figure that out on your own by listening to the CD. What else can I tell you about the song? I think that's about all the tips I can give you, so take that. Good luck.